Now, when you say Parayanam, it can be everyday chanting as we do all of our own choice. Maybe one day you chant something you feel, after 10 days you chant something else. That is one. And usually some Parayanams are taken. Maybe you decide to do it every day. So, for example, you choose the Gita and then you decide that for the next few days I'm going to do maybe one chapter of the Gita or something like that. Now, especially such Parayanams are done maybe during festivals. Now, you have the most popular, you can say, Parayanams that are done during the Navaratri festival. So, like this, there are Parayanams that are done. Well, now when we say Parayanam, there is a certain way of doing Parayanam, and at the same time, you have to do it systematically. So, maybe you have fixed number of days, then there is a proper vidhi that you have to follow for those number of days. So, again, now all this that is there, I'll tell you at the beginning itself. It is little you can listen. Now, traditionally, whatever we follow, the same thing I'm going to share with all of you, whatever I know. And now little here people we feel, can I do this, can I do that, what if I cannot do, and so on. So all this you can do it as convenient, but traditionally we can follow few things. So when we can, why not? So it's that way. But it a little up and down, you can decide as you want and do. But as far as possible, if you follow in this way, we can complete also, and at the same time whatever method has been told, it becomes easy for us to follow and chant. So there are many texts which can be chanted. I have chosen a few popular texts that are there. So that is Narayaniyam, then Srimad Bhagavatam, Valmiki Ramayanam, Devi Mahatmyam, and the Gita. So this is what I have chosen. In case something else also comes up, I will tell you regarding that. So now, though I am audio recording and whatever possible, I will also share on the WhatsApp group that has been created. But still, I suggest that those who want, you keep a paper and book. I told you, you get paper, pen, and just note it down. Whatever you feel you want to note down something, you can just note it. Everything word by word. If it becomes difficult, I'll try my level best to share. I am also audio recording, so in case you get one time or so, or you want to check something, you can also refer to that later. Okay, so let's start. Now, just one second. The number of participants is now 100, so you cannot join beyond this, the limit. So I will just share one more link on the group in case someone loses connection or so, you want to rejoin, just try the new link in case it doesn't allow you. So I will just share on the group also. Just 1 minute. Let's start. So the first topic which we will start for today is Narayanam. Let's start with Narayanam. So Narayanam, I'll just give you a short background in case those who are not aware. Narayanam is a condensation of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavata Puranam is about 18,000 verses, or rather more than that, roughly 18,000 you can consider. And there, little Narayanam is a condensation of that, so about 1038 verses. So same, the Krishna Leela story subject matter is the same. So Srimad Bhagavatam also, we will see the Paranam details in detail. We'll see that. The first we start with Narayanam. Now Narayanam, if you see, in all it is divided into 100 dashakams, 100 chapters. So it starts from top dashakam 1 till 100 it goes about, and each dashakam has about 10 shlokas. So 10, some shlokas might be up and down, about 11 or 12. So roughly if you consider the time period, it will be around 5 to 6 hours if you chant it in one go. Now, usually how people do it, the normal Parayanam Vidhi is you chant it, you have the Sampurna Narayanam, they will start in the morning around 7 or so, and then you chant a few initial shlokas, stotras, I'll tell you what that is. Then you start with Dashakam 1, then you stop at Dashakam 38. Why 38? Because that is Krishna Avatar. So you stop at 38, you take a small break. So it will be like maybe some snacks or tea, coffee. Mostly people don't eat in between something. So basically it is just tea or coffee. That's it. And or maybe some people have just maybe fruits or something like that. So something very light. And then again you start, then it is continuous. So maybe around 10:30 if you take a break, by 1:30 you finish. That's from 39th Dashakam you start till 100th Dashakam. So then you finish, then you have lunch and then you conclude. So this is the most common way of doing a Sampurna Narayaniya Parayana. Now, but where this is done, maybe in temples or where the full day if they are having that program, it is done. But for normal people like you and me, have doing something at our houses sometimes becomes tough. Now, maybe if people are working, or in general also at home now, 7 8 hours you cannot sit and continuously chant something. It might become difficult. So then what we do is we divide it. So every day, the most common way is one day you chant one dashakam and you move on. So in 100 days you complete. After the 100th day, again you continue. This is one way. Some people, what they do is every day they will chant 10 dashakams. So all these are different ways of chanting. 10 dashakams you keep chanting. Some, what they do is they'll chant about 5 dashakams. Then there are a few category of people, they will chant a few shlokas. Now this method also I'm just telling you, but it should be avoided as far as possible. You cannot, it is like you start a topic and then you stop in between and you go. So that should not be done. This is not only for Narayanam, in general, be it Bhagavatam, be it Ramayana, for anything that you chant, you start with something and then you move. It's just like now, say for example, let's take the story of Ramayana. You start with the story of Ramayana, then no, I read only till Sita's abduction, Sita kidnapping, further killing of Ravana, I'm not reading it. It's like that. So you stop in between of a topic, that should not be done. Whenever you do a Parayanam, if you are time bound or something, okay, I'm working, I have to go leave at 9 or so. In the morning I have half an hour, let me do at that time, that is fine. So maybe you chant one dashakam less, one chapter less, that is okay. But you should not stop in between. Now, if it is a learning class, say for example, you're learning from someone, so then it is fine. Okay, maybe only 5 shlokas were taught in class today, so I'll revise those 5 shlokas. That is fine. But in general, whenever you are doing a parayanam, now when I say parayanam is chanting. We are already aware of that. Maybe during a particular time also we want to start. Say for example, from the next Ekadashi I want to start, or from the coming Thursday. Now, when should Narayana Parayanam be started? You can start on any day. Now, when you do something good, of course, we look at tithis, this and that, but still, you need not get too much into things. Whenever you want to do something auspicious, you want to start from today, you can start, there's no problem. But usually, when it is done, now Narayanam is in praise of Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. So, usually, it can be done. You can start on a Thursday, you can start on a Saturday, or you can start on a Sunday. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. All 3 days are fine. Now, for Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu, you want to start something, you can start on a Ekadashi. So, those who want to start maybe from the next Ekadashi, you can start. So, like this, on a Ekadashi, say for example, you want to start your Narayaniya Parayanam. So, maybe that you decide. One day, one dashakam you want to chant, or however it is you want to go, you can start. Now, I will tell you a few methods that are commonly followed. Now, Narayanam, first of all, it is in praise of Lord Krishna. So, why people do this parayana? You might feel, right? One is, okay, I have learned it just like that, I want to chant. That is one part. Some of them, like it is usually whenever we do some group chanting or something like that, what we do is there is some purpose. Maybe someone is ill. Now, especially in the case of Narayanam, it happens that because the author, Bhattatri himself, also had composed the text because he himself was unwell, he wanted to be free from the illness. So, like this, some people, it's not only illness, in general, for any prayers, you might have some prayers, or maybe something good has to happen, and so on. Like this, it can be anything. Now, whichever each one of us we say that no, I just pray simply and so on, still, most of us we have some wish that is there, right? Whoever is not able to join, you tell them to join the other link. I have shared it on the group already. The other link also has started. About 5 6 people have joined there. I have shared on the group, right? You can just tell them. Oh, it's not gone. Oh my god. Link is, oh sorry, I did on my net. I think now it should be there. Yes, yes, I think now it should be there. Okay, let's see. I think now you have received the link, right? I will, yes, now I think it's just there. I'll just reshare it once again. I didn't expect so many people to join. Anyway, I should have shared it with. Okay, anyways. Uh, okay, so for all those who have just now joined, we have just started. The link has got full. I think most of you could not join. We have just started, so don't worry. I am audio recording it, so little about 5 minutes. If you have missed, it is fine. You can get it. Okay. So we have started with Narayanam, how Narayana Parayanam should be done. For all those who have just now joined, Narayana Parayanam, how it should be done. We have just started. I am recording it, so about 5 minutes you missed that you will get that. Okay. Now, whenever you start, so we are starting with Narayana. Now, the most popular way I told you of chanting Narayanam will be a few things, which is you chant one day one dashakam, or in all on one day you chant the entire Narayanam. These are some ways of doing. But say for example, you want to take a sankalpa. That was what we were discussing. You want to take a sankalpa of chanting Narayanam. Uh, Say in about a month or so, or say in a week. So then for a week, how should you chant? So few dashakams you have to divide. So all the 100 dashakams are divided. Now some people have this way of doing, that is they will divide. It's not only for Narayanam, in general. Say for example, if there are say 10 dashakams. So in one week they will roughly divide it. Or if there are 15 or so, that means roughly in a week, one in one week you chant two dashakams. One day you chant two dashakams, something like that. So this is one way of doing, wherein we divide the matter equally. So if there are 60 chapters you have to chant, and the number of days you divide it half. That way you do, that is fine. But sometimes the division is done based on the subject matter. That is based on so much, say for example, if there are Bala Leela stories, that is childhood stories, so that should be read on one day. So some things are dependent even on the meaning, that is the topic. So this is one way of you can divide. So now let's first talk about how Narayaniyam Parayanam should be done. Or if you want to start Narayaniyam, how should you chant and so on. So we'll start with this topic first. Now, whenever you want to start Narayaniyam, as I told you, it can be on any day of your choice. Few auspicious days are Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, or an Ekadashi. So these are four auspicious days when you can start Narayaniya Parayanam. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, or any Ekadashi. So, or some people also start on Dwadashi, but if you start on Ekadashi, that is more better. So these are few days when you can start, but apart from this, also you feel, no, from tomorrow only I want to chant, you can do that, no problem. So first now, whenever you start with Narayana Parayanam, there are a few things which you have to take care of right from the previous day. That is, a few arrangements have to be done from before. Now, why these arrangements? Arrangements is just so that you can be ready when you have to start the Parayanam. Say now from tomorrow onwards, if I have to start the Parayanam, tomorrow morning I will get up, I'll go and search the book, I'll go and search flowers, I'll go and see what prasadam has to be made and so on. Then it is like you cannot focus on the Parayanam. So therefore, few arrangements are done on the previous day itself. So what can be done? I'll just tell you that. Now, whenever you have to start an Narayana Parayanam, firstly you have to, now all of us mostly, you have a Vishnu idol. Most popular is Lord Guruvayur. Guruvayurappan's idol, most of us, we have an image at our own houses. If you don't have, you can use any Krishna's image or Vishnu's image. Now it depends on how you have. If you have a Vigraham of the Lord, Vigraham is an idol that can be moved from place to place. That is there, well and good. But if we have something like, you can say, if you have an image of the Lord, maybe you fixed it already on your walls, then you cannot remove the idol, right? So then it is fine. But whenever an idol can be removed, say for example, you've kept it in your puja area, you can remove the idol. Or if you have a vigraham, that's an idol, you can move it and keep, well and good. If you cannot, like, it depends on everyone's houses. Now usually what nowadays what happens is, in our puja area we just you can say in one area or so, we just make a shelf for it and we just pile everything in that. So maybe you cannot remove one by one, right? Everything is together. So in those cases it is fine. But otherwise, now this is for Narayanyam, you have to have a Krishna or a Vishnu Vigraham. Most popular or most first preference should be for Lord Guruvayurappan. If that is not there, then generally any Rama idol or anything in place of Vishnu, you must keep the idol down. Now when I say down, maybe like when you have the Navratri also, how do we do it, right? You keep the Kalasham, or few people you have the tradition of keeping the Golu and so on. So you have an arrangement. In your puja area itself, you make those arrangements. Similarly, on a small stool or so, small stool or small table, you keep the Vigraham. Now why this has to be kept? So say for example, it is someone's birthday. Let's take an example. If someone's birthday, that person is a hero, right? So even for Narayana Parayanam, the Lord is a hero, so therefore we give some, you can say, we treat. Such arrangements are made. So you keep the idol down, and then whenever you keep it down, always ensure it should never be kept on the floor. small vigraham, small idols. Especially now when we go on pilgrimages, also you say you go to Kashi and places like that, especially around temples, you get those small vigrahams, right? That should never be kept on the floor. You maybe you don't have place in your puja area also. You put at least a small cloth, and on that you can keep the idols or vigrahams, whatever it is, or even the books that are there, be it the Narayaneeyam book, the Ramayana book, any religious book, the Gita. Never keep it on the floor, and you yourself also should never sit on the floor whenever we do the parana. Now, for Narayanam, I told you the Vigraham can be kept. So maybe you keep a small stool or so. If you want to keep it on the floor, also it is fine. Put a small cloth. On the cloth, you keep the Vigraham. Then on the first day, flowers. Flowers should always be bought. Now for Lord Krishna, any flowers can be offered. There is nothing specific. Now, when I say flowers, now it depends. Now, say someone will say, no, I don't have flowers, or I'm not getting flowers, then what to do? It is okay. If you don't get flowers, that is optional. But usually, when we start a paranam or puja, also we buy flowers, right? So, even if you don't have garlands, you can at least have the normal flowers, loose flowers. So, one garland, if possible, you can get a tulsi mala. Tulsi mala, very auspicious for Lord Vishnu. So either you buy tulsi leaves, you make a garland by yourself, that is fine, or tulsi mala ready made, if you can offer, that is there. Along with tulsi mala, but flowers should also be kept. So both are there. So tulsi mala is one, and then you can offer loose flowers. So little loose flowers are done. So this is the arrangement that you do for the idol. Next is the Narayaneeyam book. The book also has to be worshipped. Now, maybe the idol and everything you keep ready on the previous night. Say tomorrow, from tomorrow onwards, you start with the Parayana. Then the next day morning, say now today morning onwards, I'm starting the Parayana. Then morning, now the idol is already ready. Now you offer flowers, maybe the garland and the flowers that you've kept ready. You offer that, and then you keep the Narayaneeyam book also. Now, where will you keep a book? A few of us we have the stand, right? Usually for a book also you have a stand, so you can keep it on that. If you don't have a stand, again you put a cloth. On the cloth you keep the book. Now for the book also you must offer flowers, some loose flowers. That is, it is just a sense that we are worshipping the book also. So for that reason you have to offer flowers even to the book. So now the Vigraham is ready, you have offered flowers, and the book is also ready. Now after you offer flowers to the book, let that be there. That is, let the Narayana book be kept there as it is, because there are a few shlokas, a few stotras that we chant before Narayana Parayana. So till then the book can be kept there near the idol. Now what are these stotras? First is, now say for example, if you are taking a sankalpa of chanting Narayanyam, now I'll give you one method of chanting Narayaniya Saptah. Saptaham is in 7 days you complete the entire Narayaniya Parayana. I mean. So all of you can just note down the chapters that are there for the Saptah. That is the 7 days Saptah. I will also try to share it later on the group. But those who want, you can just note down the numbers. That's it. So on day one. Now, usually when you start on the Saptaha Paranam, again, as I told you, you can start on auspicious days. But for your convenience, if you want, you can start on a Sunday. So that you start on a Sunday, you end it on Saturday. So both days are quite auspicious for Lord Vishnu. And at the same time, you also have everything becomes systematic, week wise. Just as you start a week on a Sunday, similarly, the Paranam also can start on a Sunday. So day one, you chant the Shakams 1 to 12. 1 to 12. That is Varahavatar. Varahavatar is 12. 1 to 12. Day 1. Now, when should the chanting be done? Most probably, all the chanting should be done in the morning itself, not in the evening. So, morning after you finish your daily activities and you take a bath, immediately you should do the chanting. This is what is preferable. Now, I cannot do it in the morning at any cost. I have to go for work. Now, everyone, even though you have to go for work, you can take out time if you get up a little early and do. That is preferable. But still, anyhow, maybe something comes and you cannot do it in the morning, then you can do it in the evening. Rather than skipping it, you can do it in the evening. But first preference always is morning. Now I'm morning, a very simple logic behind this. Morning time we are fresh, right? You take a bath, you are fresh, you can start the day also on a positive note. And then in the morning what happens is the day has not yet started. Whereas you do something in the evening by night, maybe you go through already half days over, you would go through maybe some arguments or so, our mind is not fresh, maybe we are in tension, we have our own set of worries, so we cannot concentrate more. much. So in the morning itself, you do things and go, it is better. Our mind is fresh to do things and go, and you start the day also on a positive note. This is one thing. Then, why things have to be done in the morning? One more reason for this is when you take a bath and immediately do, everything is quite fresh, right? Whereas by evening time or so, maybe you impure in the sense, again, now some people say, no, I'll take a bath again in the evening and do, that is secondary. But apart from that, maybe you sit on the bed, or some people have a practice of taking a nap and so on. So in general, things become, by evening or so, we lose our, let's not say purity, but we are not that fresh. So therefore it is advisable to do things in the morning itself. So now 1 to 12, these are the dashakams. Now here there might, on day 1, day 2 you note it down. Day 2, 13, 1, 3, 13 to 25. That is still Narasimha Avatar. 13 to 25. Day 1, 1 to 12. Day 2, 13 to 25. Day 2, 13 to 25. Day 3, 26 to 39. 26 to 39. That is just after Krishna Avatar. 26 to 39. 26 to 39. Day 4, day 4, 40, 40, 40 to 56, 40 to 56, 40 to 56. Day 5, fifth day, 57 to 79, 57 to 79. That is still Rukmani Kalyanam is 79. 57 to 79. Day 6, 80, 80 to 91. 80 to 91. And the last day, seventh day, the remaining dashakams, 92 to 100. 92 to 100. I repeat, day 1, 1 to 12. Day 2, 13 to 25. Day 3, 26 to 39. Day 4, 40 to 56. Day 5, 57 to 79. Day 6, 80, 80 to 91. Day 7, 92 to 100. Okay. Could everyone note till here? Yes, till here everything is going good. Are you able to understand? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Saptaham. Saptaham. Right. Yeah. So this is Narayaneeyam Saptaham. This is how you read it. Now, whenever, now you have noted this 7 days. Now, whenever we are doing a Parayanam, say for example, something unexpected happens, like you're not well, or all of a sudden you have to go somewhere, or there is some ashaucham, some death in the family, some birth in the family, or woman you have your monthly cycle, or anything like that. Or maybe one fine day you cannot do, maybe you couldn't reach home on time, or something comes way. On that day, what should I do then? Like, say, for example, you have already started with your paradam. 2 days are done. On the third day, something like this happens. Now, it depends. Now, say, for example, you have just started with the paradam, only 1 or 2 days is done. Then again, if you have to take a gap of 10 days, like, say, for example, there's a death also, so 10, 12 days if you cannot chant. Then, on the 13th day onwards, that is after everything is done, you can start your paradam again from day 1. This is one thing. But if there is no, say, woman, you have your monthly cycle or something, just on one day, maybe you could miss 1 2 days. If you have just you have to miss or something, then you can continue wherever you stop. You can continue from there, no problem. So, say for example, 2 days I did, then maybe the next 3 days I could not do. Then from the fifth day, that is the next day, whenever I join in, I can continue from there. So here there is no rule. Okay, something was stopped in between, so where should I again start from the beginning? It is not like that. You can continue from where you stopped. Okay, because here we are not doing it on purpose, right? There is something, there is an emergency, I cannot help it. So then you don't have an option. Things, when things are not there in your hands, you don't have to worry. Whatever you do, say 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, you could do. Fifth day something comes, I could not continue, no problem. You can continue from wherever you start. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Now, say for example, now he is asking a question that can we remove the vigraham? I told you to keep a vigraham and do puja, right? Now Vigraham, now if you're doing the Paranam for 7 days, let the Vigraham be there for 7 days. After the entire Paranam is done, you can keep it inside. Book every day you keep it, you take it while reading, again you can keep it there itself. Maybe you cover it with a cloth so that it will be free from dust. And every day you have to offer flowers. Now flowers, always remember it should be fresh flowers whenever you offer it every day. You do the Paranam 7 days or so. Now the mala that I'm telling you, garland, maybe that you can offer on the first and the last day, that is fine. But every day loose flowers little you can offer. But flowers, always remember it should be fresh if you are offering. Now say for example, now here one more thing can happen. On day one I get flowers. Day two say you could not get flowers. Maybe it's rainy season or something like that. Flowers are not available. Remember to remove the old flowers. It is fine if we cannot offer new flowers, but the old flowers, the previous day flowers should be removed. Always remember this. Sometimes what happens is, no, the flower is still looking fresh. Let it be there. That is one part. But then whenever you do something, now say for example, you like a particular dress. I'm not sweating that much. Still, that doesn't mean that tomorrow I wear the same dress, right? So the same thing is applicable for flowers also. Maybe the garland you find it is very good also, you can keep it for the next day also. Usually now in a place like India also, flowers also don't stay long with regards to the climate, but still, in case flowers, new flowers are not available every day, it is fine, no problem. But remember to remove the old flowers that are there. Old flowers should not be kept as it is. So always remember this. And the, maybe the area that is there, the puja area, now every day dust comes in. The first day you clean everything and keep. Every day maybe you don't have to clean it thoroughly, but at least you dust the place. So wherever we sit, as usual, you have to clean the area and we sit, right? So puja area every day it should be cleaned. Cleaned is nothing but you remove the old flowers. Maybe if there is a dust or so, you keep a cloth and you clean it. You should always keep a separate cloth. Now all this, all of you are already doing it. It's not that I have to tell you something new, but then when I'm just telling the parana procedures, I'm just telling you. Keep a separate cloth for cleaning the area. And remember that now the floor, say for example, you keep a vigraham and a book in a particular place. For cleaning the floor, let the cloth be separate. For cleaning the vigraham, let the cloth be separate. You should not use the same thing. You clean the floor also with the same cloth. You clean your body also with the same. We don't do that, right? Towel for taking a bath, you use it after a bath, that is different. Something to mop the floor is different. Same thing, whatever we do for us, same thing we have to do for the Lord also. So therefore, you keep a cloth that is separate. You can, maybe you keep a small kerchief, handkerchief also, that is fine. Or maybe a small cotton cloth, something. For the Lord, you clean the Lord also, just dust or something is there. A vigraham especially, you can, that cloth should be different. You use a cloth to clean the floor, the area around, that should be different. Okay. Now this is a 7 days paranam that we're doing. Some will say, I want to do a 3 days. Yes, you can do that. With the household waste, yes. If it is difficult to dispose it separately, you can put it with the household waste, no problem. But sometimes you have those nirmalyam or something like that. People have those kalashams. In some places, it will be there, especially if you have a nearby temple or so. Sometimes you'll have separate pits for putting the flowers and the puja items. In case that is not there, now the sweeper comes and takes everything together, right? But at least what we can do is you can put it in a separate cover and put it along with your household waste, no problem. So you can dispose flowers and other puja items there. Now 7 days Paranam is done. What if I have to do it in 3 days? How should you do a Narayana Paranam in 3 days? 3 days, note down the Dashakams. Now this might be difficult considering the time. But for those who want to do, some people do the Sampurna Paranam, it is fine. So those who wish, you can do. You can just note down all these things. Maybe today you feel I cannot do it. 10 years later, maybe you can do it. At least we should know about things as convenient all of you can follow. 3 days Paranam, first day 1 to 36 till Parshuram Avatar. 1 to 36. 1 to 36. Day 2, day 2, 37 to 75. Day 2, 37 to 75. Day 2, 37 to 75. And the last day, last 25 Dashakams, 76 to 100. 76 to 100. 1 to 36, 37 to 75, 76 to 100. This is if you have to do it in 3 days. Okay. Now, yes, yes, Sankalpa we have to do. I will share the Sankalpa on the group. Yes, yeah, yeah. Now sankalpam, just as Meena ji asked, sankalpam we have to take for a parana. Now what is a sankalpa? Sankalpa is nothing but for the next 7 days, next 3 days, or maybe for the next 100 days. One day Vandashakam if you follow, I am going to chant. So it's just a sankalpa that we take. So that's sankalpa. That is nothing but mamopata samasta duridakshaya dvara and so on. That one paragraph I will share on the group. You can do. Now, it is always better when you do a paranam, it is better, or traditionally it is followed that you take a sankalpa. But yes, there are people who do chant even without a sankalpa. That is also fine. It's not a compulsion. Sankalpa is just that I take a promise or just a sankalpa, like a pledge or so, that for the next so many days I'm going to chant. So, usually, whenever we do a paranam, a chanting, we usually take up a sankalpa. But in case you don't know, I will share it on the group, but you don't want to take or something like that. Maybe now always remember whenever you do a paranam, you have to consider a few things in your mind. Like some will say, no, I don't know, today I start, but next week, no, I have some travel plans. You don't take the sankalpa now. So it is like whenever you feel that you can do things properly, at that time you have to do it. So taking a sankalpa, it is always better when we do it for paranam. But in case you don't want to take up also, it is fine. Most important is the chanting part. So you start every day regularly, you chant whatever it is you have decided, 7 days, 3 days, or as you want, that is fine. Okay. Now there is something called, so 3 days paranam is done, 7 days paranam is done. One day one dashakam paranam, I told you. Every day you can start. Say for example, from tomorrow you start dashakam one dashakam every day. 5 dashakams per day, 10 dashakams per day. Your choice. Then there is something called mini Narayanam. Now mini Narayanam is nothing but say for example 50 important dashakams are chanted on important occasions. Say it's an ekadashi, or maybe on a Thursday, or maybe it is someone's janma nakshatram. Janma nakshatram is the star birthday, or maybe one's own birthday also. So or some important occasion in the family. Say if it is someone's, you can say a marriage ceremony also, or a marriage is fixed not on the day of marriage, maybe in that week we do a few chanting pujas and so on, right? So at that time, say you don't have the time to do the entire Sampurna Narayana Parayanam, you can take up this Mini Narayanam. Mini Narayanam is nothing but, now there are different versions for this Mini Narayanam. I'll just tell you the version that I am aware of. So you can just note down the Dashakam names. Yes, Mini Narayana Dashakam. I will. Adana, children. I will share all this also on the group. Those who want to just write it down. Yeah, so just note down the Dashakams, Mini Narayanam. Now always remember, whenever you do this Mini Narayanam, it should be done in one day. Otherwise, there is no purpose of Mini Narayanam, right? So Mini Narayanam is, you try to chant the entire Narayanam in one day. That is the important Dashakams. So just note down the Dashakams. One, if you have the Narayanam book, you can also tick in the index page. One, two, one, two, three, 6, 12, 14, 15. I repeat, 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 14, 15, 16, 16, 21, 1, 6, 1, 6. I'm telling you in order. 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 14, 15, 1, 5, 15, 1, 6, 16, 21, 21, 22, 24, 24, 25, 24, 25, Prahalada Charitam, Narasimhavatar. 24, 25, 26, Gajendra Moksham, 26, 27, 28, 27, 28, 29 till 39, all the dashakams. 29 to 39. So Krishna Leela stories, Ramavataram, Krishna Avataram, Parshuram Charitam, everything is you have to chant. So note it down properly. I repeat. 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 14, 15, 16, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 to 39. All the dashakams. 29, 30, 31 till 39. All the dashakams. 44. Next, 44. 51. 44, 51. 55, 56. 55, 56. 68, 69. 68, 69. 75, 75. 78, 79. 78, 79. 87, 88. 87, 88. 98, 99, 100. 98, 99, 100. I'll quickly repeat. 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 14, 15, 16, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 till 39, all the dashakams. 44, 51, 55, 56, 68, 69, 75, 78, 79, 87, 88, 98, 99, 100. So in all, if you see, roughly it will be about 39 to 40 dashakams. Now this is mini Narayan. So I think it will be roughly around 39 to 40. It should be there. Now there are 40, right? Okay. So there are a few references which will tell you about, there are different versions of this mini Narayanam. So what is mini Narayanam is the important dashakams. Now, all dashakams are important, but maybe the avatars of Vishnu. Okay, just those who have a doubt, I'll just finish, then you ask. Yeah. So answer. Just ask towards the end and just finish. Yeah. So maybe the important dashakams are nothing but maybe it will talk about the avatars of Vishnu. Yes, Samkshipta Narayanam you can call it, no problem. Mini Narayanam, Samkshipta Narayanam. So the main avatars of Vishnu or the Krishna Leela stories. So important incidents from the Narayanam. This is a part of Mini Narayanam. So this is like maybe for you, you might consider one dashakam important. In my case, maybe I'll consider some other dashakam important. So therefore, a few dashakams can go up and down in this. But this is one version which I know, so I've just shared it with you. There might be one or two versions also. If I get to know something like that, I will share on the group. So as convenient, we can follow any version. Now there is one thing I will just tell you. Now the thing that happens is when we go and ask, or you ask 4 or 5 people, it's not that I am telling you something you have to follow. You might also know something which you're already doing. You can continue to do that. But the thing that happens is when we ask or when we come to know from 4 or 5 people, there will be little confusion because everyone will have their own. Now, in the case of the 7 days also that I told you, the numbering that I told you, 1 to 12 and so on, little it might differ. Maybe someone will say, no, 1 to 15, next day 16. So like this, little. So this is fine. You can do as convenient, no problem. But you stick to one, then things become easy to follow. Otherwise, 4 or 5 people will listen, then things get complicated. We don't know what to follow. Right? So this again, mini Narayanam in that case can go little up and down. So this is with regards to mini Narayanam. So when can a mini Narayanam be chanted is, as I told you, on important occasions, maybe your own birthdays, or there is some important family function in the family, or on a Ekadashi day, or on Krishna Janmashtami day, maybe you don't have time to chant entire Narayanam, you can chant this. Or Gita Jayanti day, Narayanam day, that comes this year, it's on December 14th. So like this, anything, December 22nd is Gita Jayanti. So important occasions, or maybe the New Year, the New Year in the sense English New Year or our own respective New Years that come in on that day. So on important occasions we can chant. Or maybe now you can also do one thing is, now if there are almost 39 40 dashakams, maybe you feel that no, I cannot do this. You take a sankalpa of chanting at every Ekadashi. but I cannot chant it every Ekadashi. 40 Dashakams is too much. So what to do? You can divide it among two Ekadashis, 20-20. So 1 month you cover this entire 40 Dashakams. This way also can be done, no problem. So all these Parayana Vidhis are followed traditionally. We can decide as one's convenience, you can decide, but at least we should know what is being followed. So that's the whole purpose of these lectures that are there. So whatever we know, we have to follow. But little now, no, I am not able to chant. And then you just keep thinking about the same thing. Oh, 40 I have to cover, but I'm not able to do it. So we should not just keep thinking about the same thing. I cannot do it, is very difficult. And then if we are just thinking about that, we are not concentrating on the chanting. So that should not be done. Instead, it's okay. You feel okay, I'll take up a sankalpa of chanting it on two Ekadashis, maybe. That is fine. Okay. Now, this is something with regards to Narayan, how you can chant. Now, on one day, any particular day, I told you about Tulsi Mala, I told you about any flower garland you can offer. If we get red color flowers, be it red rose or red hibiscus, anything. Now, red flowers, when we say it is be only rose or hibiscus, nothing much. These flowers, if available, you can make a garland and offer on any day, especially when you have the Rukmani Kalyanam day. So on whichever day you have the Rukmani Kalyanam, Rukmani Haranam and Rukmani Kalyanam, 78, 79. So even and during the wedding rituals, what happens is we offer a flower garland, right? So on that day, the Lord also has to be offered the flower garland. So on that day, especially this red color garland can be offered. If you can offer it every day, well and good, or any one day. If available, you can make a garland of red color flowers and offer it to the Lord. So these are few things how the Parayanam should be taken place. Now comes the next topic of Nevidyam. Nevidyam is now you're doing the chanting, you're taking care of the puja part. Now next comes the topic of Nevidyam. Then I'll also tell you how what things you have to chant before and after. That also will come to that. So now first is whenever you start. Now again, as I told you, these Nevidyams Yatha Shakti, as convenient you can do, for whomever possible you can do. Those who cannot, you can offer anything of your choice. Now when I say anything, fruits. Usually fruits, all of us we have some or the other kind of fruit. If nothing is there, you can offer banana. Next comes dry fruits. Dry fruits also, some dry fruit is always there at our houses, you offer dry fruits. Kalkand. Kalkand is rock sugar that we have usually for prasad also, you have that. That can be kept. That is not available. Cooked rice. Cooked rice, all of us we cook rice every day, you offer that as neighbor. Cooked rice, always remember you have to put a drop of ghee and offer it. So cooked rice and ghee. Or boiled milk. Boiled milk with a bit of sugar. Little bit sugar. Those who have diabetes also, or some people don't like sugar, little, at least for namesake, it should not be offered plain. Boiled milk with sugar. Now always remember, for Naivedyam, whenever you offer milk, rice, that is hot items, it should not be very hot. The way you eat, the same way it has to be offered to the Lord. We don't drink very hot milk, right? We drink warm milk. Or even rice also, we don't eat rice which is very hot. We eat it at a normal temperature. So at the same temperature where we consume things, same thing has to be offered as Naivedyam. So always remember this. And so I told you fruits, dry fruits, or rock sugar, that is kalkand, then uh, cooked rice with ghee, boiled milk with sugar, and the last is, if nothing of these is available, you can offer in one glass water, plain water you can keep, no problem. And you, if you have a tulsi plant also at your house, you can put one tulsi patram in that. But something, nuts, dry fruits, nuts, yeah, that is fine. So, yeah, so that also. So these five or six items that I told you, these are in general Naivedyam that we have. Now, out of these five or six items, nobody can say that I don't have anything, right? At least a glass of water everyone can offer. Now, so the thing of Naivedyam is just a bhavam, that we have a feeling that whatever I have, I'm doing some Parayanam also. So it's just that I can make an offering to the Lord. It is possible. So just our kind of love, respect, and affection. That's it. And bhakti. So this only should be done, that only should be done. We need not be too stringent, but yes, traditionally a few Naivedyams are there. I'm coming to that. But if that is not possible, then these six, out of these six, you can choose any one. Out of these six, obviously at least one will be there. You can offer it. Now some people have a practice of keeping a glass of water always. So whatever we keep as Naivedyam, fruits or anything that you do. Now most of us we offer Naivedyam, we do Aarti every day, right? To our puja to our idols. If it is not being done, all of you can start doing it. These are all basic things which you offer flowers every day to the Lord. You must do some Nevidyam, and Nevidyam is you offer fruit or anything, even a glass of water, and you must show Arti, the normal Kalpuram that we do. This should be done, if not twice, at least once in a day. Morning and evening is advisable after we light the lamp. But if that is not being done, it should be done at least once in a day. Now, why I'm telling this is, if you are doing something, or if you, all of you here, if you have joined these sessions, I surely hope that you are interested in doing the Parayanam, right? So this should not be limited only when you feel, okay, when I do a Parayanam, I will take care of all this. This should not be done. These are all simple practices, offering flowers, or if flowers are not there, at least maybe you chant your daily prayers, whatever it is. Basic some Nevidyam and Kalpuram we do, right? That is Arti. You show to the Lord. Those who want, you can light an agarbatti. So these are all things. If you are want to start a Parayanam, you must do this every day also. Even though maybe you don't chant anything every day, but this is something you can do. Your daily prayers, and then the Nevidyam Kalpuram, basic things. This has to be done every day. So the same thing that also you do. These are 5 or 6 basic Nevidyams that are there. Now for specific Dashakams, there are specific Nevidyams. I'll just tell you that. One is Panchamritam. That is at the beginning when you start something. It is Panchamritam. Panchamritam, already all of you know to make. Panchamritam, another version of that is called Trimaduram. Trimaduram is nothing but you mix bananas with jaggery and prepare. And Panchamritam is also you prepare honey, this, that you mix and prepare. So Panchamritam. So Panchamritam, usually whenever there is something auspicious, we offer Panchamritam to the Lord. So at the beginning of the Parayanam also, Panchamritam or Trimaduram, you call it as Trimaduram, that is offered as Naivedyam to the Lord. Next, for Dashakam 12, that is there, Varaha Avatar, 12th Dashakam. Now those who are having one day, one Dashakam Parayanam, those we have started that from September 6th. This year it starts on September 6th and it will go till about December 14th this year. So Varaha Avataram falls, has already gone. That is Dashakam 12 has passed. So on that day, the Nevidyam which has to be prepared is any kind of sweet dish, especially appam. So in South India, it's called as appam. That now you can just note down the names. You can also Google and find out later. Those who don't, most of you here, you're South Indian, so you know. So appam is prepared or any kind of sweet dish for Varaha Avatar. This is Dashakam 12. So on the day, now if you're doing a Saptaha Parayanam, I told you Narayaneeyam Saptaha Parayanam or the 3-day Parayanam. So you must see when these Dashakams are coming, on that day you can offer the Nevidyam. So on a Saptaha Parayanam, if you see 1 to 12, right? So on day 1 itself, Varavataram comes. So on that day itself, you can offer the Nevidyam. But now it might happen that maybe on the second or third day, you will have a lot of Dashakams that are chanted and a lot of important Dashakams, that is maybe Krishna Avataram or Narsimha Avataram, Rama Avataram, and so on. So there might be 2 or 3 specific Nevidyams that are done for that particular deity. So in those cases, it is difficult for me to prepare everything. So then what should I do? You can do any one, and maybe everything we cannot prepare together. If you cannot do that, maybe you can divide it. Maybe on that day you just chant the Dashakam, and in the next few days, so as convenient, you can divide and prepare the Nevidyam. So any one you prepare that day, whatever is possible, and then on the next few days that come in, on those days also you can prepare. So that is also fine, no problem. Panagam is for Dashakams 24-25. Next. Panagam is 24-25. So Panagam is nothing but it is a drink that is made using jaggery water, so sweet water, jaggery water and soup powder. That is Panagam. That is for Narsimha Avataram, Dashakams 24 and 25. Now when is this prepared is once you finish Dashakam 25. After both the Dashakams are over, Dashakam 25 is Panagam. Now, one thing always remember, whenever you prepare all these Nevidyams, the quantity should, now how much quantity should be prepared, all that you can decide depending on the people who are there and who will actually consume the Nevidyam. So some things like, say in the further the Dashakams, it will be there, it will be just puffed rice or something. So sweet dish also, or maybe full meals, when we offer rice, people will consume in the quantity will be more. But whereas puffed rice or something like that, just for name, or even panagam for that matter, if everyone is just going to have a sip also or maybe one glass, so it depends on people. You must prepare the quantity also that way. It should not go waste. Nevidyam should never go waste, and at the same time it should not be kept for days together also. I prepare it today, I keep it in the fridge, and then the next whole week I keep consuming it. In the case of Naivedyam, it should never be done like that. Maximum, that doesn't mean you waste it. Now there is no other option. You cannot use it. Maybe the next day also you can use it. Maximum next day, not beyond that. So therefore, it is always better that you do things. Naivedyam, when you prepare, no, nobody eats in my family, nobody drinks in my family, what should I do then? So do things as per your convenience, no problem on that. Yes. Hmm. Hmm. No, that is fine. Now 24, 25, you're reading one day, one dashakam, it will be separate only. If both are coming on the same day, நீங்க அப்படி பாராயணம் பண்றேன்னா, you can do as convenient, no problem. Yeah, okay. So dashakam 24, 25 is Panagam. Panagam, that is sweetened water, you put little sweet powder also, it is served chilled, that is cold. So that is Panagam. Next, Dashakam 26. Dashakam 26, Gajendra Moksha. Dashakam 26 is Gajendra Moksha. Now here, you don't have to prepare any Naivedyam as such. What you do is, you have to offer a lotus flower to the Lord. Lotus flower. Now here, now lotus is available at a few places, it is available easily. Sometimes it might not be available. So in those cases, it is fine. You can maybe just prepare whatever flowers you have, you can offer. So offering flowers on this day is very, very important. So lotus flower is preferable. If you cannot offer a lotus flower, it is fine. But on Gajendra Moksham day, lotus flower is something which is very auspicious, which has to be offered. This is Dashakam 26. Dashakam 27, Kurma Avataram, is again Trimaduram. Trimaduram is this Panchamritam. Trimaduram Panchamritam. Sweet dish using bananas, honey, jaggery, and so on. So it should be a bit thick again. That is Panchamritam. You also call it as Trimaduram. This is for Dashakam 27. Dashakam 28, which in the one day one Dashakam is today, Lakshmi Swayamvaraha or Lakshmi Kalyanam. On this day, and this is same is applicable even for Rukmini Kalyanam. So what you do is, because it's a marriage ceremony, so just as we have a marriage at our own houses, we celebrate, right? We buy and give elders clothes, this and that. So on this day, what you do is, you offer something to any woman, a married woman, a Sumangali or a Kanya. That's a girl or a married woman, maybe clothes or gifts or some money. Now, usually whenever things are given, when you do a Parayanam, you do some offering. Money is one aspect, but it should not be that you just give money. Now, say for example, to a child, you give it say 1,000 rupees also, the child is not going to do anything with it, right? Whereas instead of that, for maybe 500 rupees, you buy and give a cloth, a dress also, the child is more happy, right? So something like this. Now clothes, sometimes it becomes difficult to offer. What you do is maybe some gifts, books, something like that. So for girls or women, you can give it to men also, or a married couple in general, but then for women especially, because it is Lakshmi Swayamvaraha, it is better if you give it to women. This is for Dashakam 28. So no Nevidyam, some kind of offering is done. Next, Dashakam 29. Dashakam 29, that is tomorrow, that is Mohini Avataram. Tomorrow in the sense, in the one day one Dashakam Parayanam. Dashakam 29, Mohini Avataram. Vishnu in the form of Mohini. You offer some kind of payasam. Payasam is kheer. Any payasam of your choice, rice, this, that, whatever you want. Payasam, kheer, that is offered to the Lord. 30 and 31. 30 and 31, Vamana Avataram. Vamanavatara, people native to Kerala or for whomever it is available, you offer banana, that is the Nendra Padam, Nendra, that banana. If that is not there, then any kind of banana you can offer. So you offer the normal bananas that you get, that is fine. But if Nendra Padam is available, you have to offer that. That's a Kerala bananas. That is for 30 and 31 Vamanavatara. That is not there, you can offer any type of, any category of banana that is available. The small bananas that are there usually, that also can be offered. 30 and 31. You don't have to prepare any dish out of it. You just offer that as Naivedyam. That's it. 30 and 31. Okay, till here is everyone noting it? Is it okay? Yeah. Yes. Dashakam 29, kheer is offered. Sunita ji. Next is Dashakam 34, 35 Ramavataram. Now for Ramavataram, whatever we prepare during Ram Navami. So it can be kheer you prepare, or again panagam is there. Then you also have more, neer more, that is buttermilk or anything. So usually now for Ram Navami, if you say, the prasadams or the nevidyams are quite simple because Rama was there in the forest, right? So it will not be too much of efforts also you have to put in and prepare. That is not there. Whatever is easily there. So buttermilk, panagam, kheer, this is all offered for Rama avatar. Now the Shakam 34, 35. And also rice varieties can be offered. Now for Dashakams 34, 35, Ramavataram, 32 nothing. 32 is nothing. Dashakams 34, 35, Ramavataram, you can also offer rice variety, that is lemon rice. That is also offered. So as I told you, things that can be easily made. So lemon, you just squeeze it and you make it, so it becomes quite easy. So recipes, or you can say nevidyams that are easy to prepare, that is for Ramavataram. So lemon rice, panagam, buttermilk, or kheer, anything of this category you can make. Now, all this should I offer or only one should I offer? You can decide. Any one also if you can offer, that is also okay. Now, all this four, now buttermilk and things like that, it's already available, right? We don't have to put in a lot of effort, so it can be offered. Next is Dashakam 36, Parshuram Avataram. You offer payasam. It should be nai payasam. That is the thick payasam, thick kheer that we prepare. It should not be made using milk, jaggery and ghee. Such things we have to prepare. And rice. The kheer should be very thick. So you can eat the kheer, not drink the kheer. That is nai payasam we call it, or the thick kheer. That is for Dashakam 36, Parshuram Avatar. Dashakam 36. Dashakam 37, 38, Krishna Avataram, Aravana payasam. Right. Dashakam 30. Sorry? Chakra Pongal, okay, but then Chakra Pongal does not have a lot of ghee. Whereas here you have to put ghee specifically. So that is one thing. So little different from Chakra Pongal, somewhat you can consider similar. Nai Payasam to be specific. Yeah. No. That, yes, but that is not the name of them. Akkar itself is different. It is not for Dashakam 36. Yeah. Dashakam 37, 38 Krishnavataram, as usual. Whatever you prepare for Janmashtami, same can be prepared. So it can be mainly, it has to be butter, homemade butter. It should not be salted butter. At the same time, it should not be yellow color butter, Amul butter, or you can say you just buy it from outside and you offer it. That should not be there. Butter, which you make it at home. So the previous day itself, you can prepare whatever, just as we prepare curd. Similarly, butter should be homemade butter. Remember this, homemade fresh butter is for Krishna avatar. Then again, kheer should be there. Pal payasam to be specific. Milk kheer. 37, 38 for both. 37, 38. Krishna avatar. Krishna avatar. 37, 38. Avil. Right, wait. I'm coming to that. So, pal payasam is one, that is milk kheer. Then you prepare butter and avil. Avil is nothing but poha. Out of poha also. Because Sudama offered poha to the Lord, it is very auspicious and in fact quite dear to the Lord. So, avil or poha. Out of that, now using avil, usually it should be a sweet dish. Then you just put some jaggery and you offer it. That is fine. Or some people also make kheer out of avil. So, again, as I told you, whatever is light. Now, Naivedyam is okay, you have to offer it whether you like it or you don't like it, you consume it as prasadam, that is fine. But you must take care of the quantity that is there. So always remember this. Quantity, nobody is asking you offer one vessel or you offer two big vessels or a small glass, that doesn't matter. It should not go wasted. So always keep this in mind and you prepare. Next, so Krishna Avataram is done and all kinds of fruits. So same thing that we do for Janmashtami, fruits. So basically it is celebration. A new child is born in our family, how we celebrate, that way it is done. Sometimes clothes are also distributed to young children. So especially boys also, clothes, or it can be any gifts or books, anything. So basically all kinds of celebration that is done during Krishna Avatar. Next, 46. Prasadam leftover you can consume. Of course, you have to consume. Prasadam and Nevidyam should never go waste. That's the reason I told you let the quantity be less. So always think, keep in mind how many people are there. Still, if it is leftover, next day you can consume. It should not be wasted, right? But then when we prepare it, you must keep it in mind. Dashakam 46, Okay, time is up, 7:30. I told you we'll just extend it for 5-10 minutes. At least one Narayaneeyam, let it get completed. I had a few other things. I felt 2 days should be enough. Let's see how it goes. So Dashakam 46, Bala Leela, that's childhood stories. Here you offer butter, again fresh homely made butter, and boiled milk. Boiled milk, always remember whenever you offer boiled milk, it should be with little bit of sugar. So boiled milk with sugar and butter. That is freshly homemade white color butter. And remember, this butter should be, it should not be very old. Sometimes we have a habit, right? We store butter and we keep. That should not be there. It should not be sour. It should be freshly made. Next, Dashakam 51, Vanabhojanam. That is when Krishna celebrated with his friends Vanabhojanam. So here you offer full meals. Full meals, rice, dal, sabji, whatever you prepare, everything has to be offered. Remember, this food should be sattvic. Sattvic in the sense, obviously now here we don't offer non-vegetarian food, but it should not have even a lot of spices, normally what you prepare at home, and it should not have onions and garlic. So even though all of you, a few of you might be consuming onion and garlic, on that day, on the day of Vanabhojanam, it should not have onions and garlic. So remember this, full meals has to be offered. So you have a banana leaf, you put on that and offer, or you keep in a plate, you put all the food items, whatever you prepare that day, nothing specific. Rice, dal, you want to offer chapati, chapati is also fine. North Indians might keep chapati, South Indians might not keep it. So it depends. On the place where you live, you offer sabji, dal, whatever you prepare, vegetable, all that is of your choice. One sweet dish, let it be kheer or let it be some barfi, you want to buy it from outside, that is okay. So the right, the food that you prepare, it can be anything. The staple diet, sabji, dal, roti, whatever it is, but it should not have onions and garlic. This is Vanabhojanam. 51. 51. Dashakam 51. Next, 78, 79. Yeah, 56. No, 46 is Bala Leela. This is 51. Vanabhojanam is 51. Next, Rukmini Kalyanam 78, 79. 78, 79. Here now again, it's a Kalyanam, it's a wedding. So again, full meals are offered. All kinds of sweets are offered. Then here you give clothes to a couple. A recently married couple mostly is preferred, or any married couple. You can give them clothes. It can be a sari, it can be a dress, or whatever it is. Whatever you like, or even for kids also we can give something. Then for ladies, you call them, you give them blouse pieces or dresses. So basically, how in the marriage is there in the family, how you celebrate, same way we celebrate. You also keep coconuts, that is two, you can say whole coconuts, you don't have to break them. Two coconuts, that is we say manjal tengai, right? So that you apply turmeric on both the coconuts and then you just keep it. So during weddings, how we have the full coconuts, you apply turmeric on that, you just keep it. You don't have to break it. You can just keep it for that particular day, and maybe after the paranam also is done, you can wash it and use it for maybe cooking or other purposes. Two full coconuts, you just apply turmeric all over it and just keep it as it is. So manjal tengai. Yeah, so sweets, or you can, sweets is preferable, but now sometimes now with so much of coconuts, how can I prepare sweet? So you can use it for food in general, chutney or something you prepare. So for some, it should not go wasted. That is point one. Some people they will go and give it in temples also, but then you see sometimes people say we'll go and give it in temples and things like that, or we'll give it to needy people. It is like nowadays people should also take it, right? You go to a temple, they should be ready to accept it. Or maybe needy people also, maybe poor people all outside temples also use it. They will not be ready to accept coconuts also. So you give me money, that is enough. I don't want all this. So it depends. So such things are not there. You prepare it at your own house. Sweet is first preference. Now so much of sweet, how I'll prepare with two coconuts. Then little bit sweet you can prepare. Remaining you can use it for cooking purposes mainly. It should be used for something good, not for just, it should not go waste. This is Dashakam 78, 79. Rukmani Haran. 78, 79 directly. Next it is 82. 82 Banasura Vadam. It's in praise of Lord Shiva. So here what you do is, here you prepare banana. Again, banana is mashed and offered to the Lord, or that is in the form of Panjamritam, or simply banana you keep. That is one. Then here you offer the juice of any fruit. So it can be orange or some fruit that is there. Fresh juice. You keep even lime juice, that is fine. And vibhudi. Vibhudi, bhasma. Bhasma archana you do, or you chant, that is after every verse little vibhudi you keep applying. or in general you just take little bit of vibhuti and you just keep it. So as prasada, then you can distribute that. This is done for Dashakam 82, Banasura Vadam. Banasura, great devotee of Lord Shiva. So when I told you juice also, it is like for Abhisheka, whatever we use. So usually coconut milk, coconut water or lemon juice, something like that is preferable, or any kind of juice. Next is for Dashakam 82, you can also prepare any rice variety. That is maybe sambar rice, or sometimes you have, especially in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, they will prepare the bisi bela rice. That is also fine, or any rice variety that also you can prepare for Dashakam 82. Next, Dashakam 87, Kuchelopakyanam, that is Sudama, meeting of Sudama. This is again you have avil, that is their avil poha that you offer. And here what you do is you mix that with jaggery little bit and you just offer as prasadam. Same thing Sudama had bought, like we did for Krishna Avatara. And here what is done is traditionally you have wheat grains, wheat, whole wheat, not the powder, whole wheat, and 1 rupee coin. You put it in a small cover. If you have a group of devotees, you invite them to your houses, you distribute that amongst them. So 1 rupee coin and this whole wheat grains that are there, you prepare in small covers. You can put to all the devotees who come, you can distribute men, women, children, everyone. And that rice grain or maybe the coin, we don't spend it, maybe you just keep it in your puja area, that is fine. So this can be done for Kucheropakyanam, that is Dashakam 87. Wheat grain, wheat grain, yes. Dashakam 87, yeah. Last Dashakam, Dashakam 100 is the Samapti. So here again full meals are offered, kheer is offered, fruits are offered, whatever you want. So again it's like a celebration. Bhattatri got the darshana of Krishna, so he is celebrating. You can also celebrate in the same way. Anything of your choice, full meals, fruits, milk, kheer, whatever it is, sweet dish, anything you want, you can offer. Now, this is a list of dashakams and the nevidyams. Now, mm, you can, when someone gives you, you just keep it in the puja area. That's it. Yeah. Just one piece of grain you have to keep. Okay, one grain. Some people will put, it is okay now if you put, like, it is usually, some people use it for cooking purpose, but mostly you give it in like a puja. Also, if you receive something, we don't use it. You just keep it in your puja area. That's it. So, and that 1 rupee coin is also not spent. So you need not keep a lot of whole grain, the wheat grains that are there, it will just go waste, right? So one or two grains just for namesake you can keep. Now, whenever we do a, now this was a list of naivedyams. Now whenever you do a parayanam, always remember, now can I do it alone? You do it alone, it is fine. You call a few family members and do, it is okay. Or if possible, you can also invite a group of people to your own houses and you can do it. Or if you are, say for example, you have a group of people with you, maybe every ekadashi also you can meet in each one's houses, you can keep. Now, when you do this parayanamis, this Nevidyam that is there, you prepare any Nevidyam of this choice. Now, always remember these Dashakams are specific. For this Dashakam, you prepare this Nevidyam, it is auspicious. But in general, now you have got a list of Nevidyams, right? I told you. Rice variety, sweet, this, that. Anything of your choice also you can prepare and offer it to the people who have come. No problem. This is also an easy way of doing things. This is just group chanting. So we know the benefits of group chanting. In a group, you want to chant people, or in general, you want to invite people, especially during Navaratri, also people invite. So something like that also, if you want to do, you can do, no problem. This same set of Naivedyams you can prepare and offer to the people. Now, a last thing we will do for Narayanam and then we'll conclude for today. Now, before you start the Parayana, be it a 7-day Parayana, be it 1 day, 1 Dashakam Parayanam or anything, there are few shlokas which we have to chant before starting. What is that? First is the Dhyana shlokas of Narayana. Next, you have Narayana Kavacham. Narayana Kavacham from Srimad Bhagavatam. Narayana Kavacham is an entire stotra in itself. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Next, that particular day's Dashakam. So, first is Dhyana Shloka. Next, Narayana Kavacham. Third is that day's Dashakam. Say, for example, today I'm going to chant from 1 to 12. Those 12 Dashakams you chant. That is third. Then last, you conclude with the Arti, Jaya Jagadisha Hare Arti. And you can say the Kshama Prarthana, Yadakshara Pada Prashtam, those shlokas. So this is the order. Dhyana Shloka, Narayana Kavacham, that day's Dashakams, then the last Arti and the concluding shlokas. Now this can be done either every day. For all the 7 days you want to do, you can do, or on the first day you can chant this, but every day remember you have to chant the dhyana shlokas, that day is dashakams and arti. So dhyana shloka and arti, I will share the text on the group for those who don't know. Dhyana shloka and arti, you have to do it every day. You chant one dashakam, you chant all the 100 dashakams, doesn't matter. Every day you have to chant dhyanam and arti. Remaining this Narayana Kavacham, some people will chant. Then Vishnu Sahasranama. Vishnu Sahasranama also is chanted. Rather, it should be chanted at least on day 1 and the last day. Now the list of stotras that I am telling you, it can be chanted on day 1 and the last day. You need not do it every day. Now, out of this also, whatever you know, you can chant. So it is Vishnu Sahasranama. Compulsorily, you have to start on day 1 and the last day. It is compulsory. Vishnu Sahasranama. Gita, any adhyayam of your choice. 12th, 15th, 9th, or 15th, sorry, 9th adhyayam some people chant. 15th adhyaya, Purushottama Yoga. So 12th and 15th is chanted on the first day and last day. So basic Bhagavad Gita and Vishnu Sahasranama, you can do it on the last day and the first day. Apart from this, any stotras on Lord Krishna. So it can be Krishna Ashtakam, Vasudeva Sutam Devam, or Vatapura Natha Ashtakam, Kunda Samamrinda, that is one, or Kuruvatapurisa Pancharatnam, Guruvayurappa Sahasranama. Like this, there are many, many stotras. Only on day 1. Sankalpa only on day 1. So like this, there are different stotras. Balamukunda Ashtakam, Kararavindena Padaravindam. Any shlokas, any stotras that you know in praise of Lord Krishna, that you can chant. Now, but when should we chant all this? On the last day, on the first day, or maybe in between you feel, no, today I finished my set of dashakams, 10 dashakams I've chanted, I'll chant maybe Krishna Ashtakam today. So every day everything cannot be done. You can divide it among the 7 days or 3 days. So in that period that you chant 3 days or 7 days, maybe you can include some Krishna stotras or Krishna songs, something like that. But this is extra. It depends on you. But Vishnu Sahasranama and the Gita compulsorily on day 1 and the last day. If you can chant it every day, well and good. Narayana Kavacham compulsorily on day 1. If you can chant it, well and good. Dhyana Shloka and Arti every day you must chant. Every day start with Dhyana Shloka, that day is Dashakam, conclude with Arti. Sankalpa has to be taken only on day 1 if you are taking a Sankalpa. Those who don't wish to take, it is your choice. But when you do a Paranam, usually we take up a Sankalpa. All this is done. Chanting, how you conclude after the Arti, you have to show the Nevidyam. Now remember one thing, prepare the Nevidyam, everything, and keep it ready. In between, after I finish the Paranam, then I will go and prepare the Nevidyam. Don't do that. As far as possible, you prepare the Nevidyam, keep it ready. You do Nevidyam, then you conclude with the Arti. That is the, those who want, you can show the Dhupam, that is Agarbati, concluded with the Deepam. Then the book, again you keep the book. You have read with the book, you keep it at its place again. You can cover it with a cloth, let it be there the whole day, because next day again you have to use it. So this is for Narayaneeyam, Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, whatever it is. The books that you keep it for Parayanam, you need not keep it inside the shelf again. For those 7 days or whatever you have decided, let that be in the puja area itself, but cover it with a cloth. But now, like maybe you have it, kitchen area is very small, or the puja area, everything is together. Like if there's no place or so, then you can keep it inside, no problem. Or even the Vigraham also that I told you, if you keep it down and do the puja specifically for 7 days, it can be down, okay. But now we live in small flats or so, little it becomes difficult for to manage everything. Then maybe on day 1, you can do all this. You keep the book, you keep the Vigraham, everything back again, no problem. But then it should not be that you are walking also in the same way. Then in the kitchen you do something, water, things keep spilling on it. Or maybe while you walk also someone's leg will fall on it. So all this, whatever I told you now for the last more than 1 hour, always consider all this to be yatha shakti. Someone's houses will be small, someone maybe cannot do all these things, it is fine, but at least we should know about things that are being followed. So today we saw only Narayanam. I don't know tomorrow how much we can cover, so let's see whatever we can cover tomorrow. Tomorrow we will start at 7 o'clock sharp. Now in case we have to start about 10-15 minutes early so that we can complete, I will let you know that. So or else tomorrow we start at 7 o'clock. Okay, so today we will stop here. Anyone, just one second, if anyone has any doubt or so, you ask, others can leave. We meet again at 7 o'clock tomorrow.